Hello, everyone. The schedule feature, I guess, for YouTube isn't working for this thing, so whatever, not a big deal. I'm just waiting for this to go. I guess okay. Um, all right, now it's working with the. So. Okay, now it's working. Whatever, not a big deal. For this to go. I guess okay. Task completed. Okay. Okay. Close. 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 Okay, so uh, I've been I've been waiting for this moment for well a few days now, but primarily for a newfound for quite some time now. Of course, a lot. Yes, I'm gonna stall this out again, just like every other fan reveal I've made. Of course, the last fan I got in my collection was this thing, the Hawaiian Breeze Hugger. Yeah, it is certainly a questionable decision on my end. Yeah, so and yeah, along with it joins several other fans in this corner, as well as in this bin too. There's a Grayton and some spare Casablanca parts in there. But of course, well, knowing me, I I really love collecting my fans, as everyone would probably know. Yeah, I got that there so the cat doesn't get into it. Yeah. But of course, our focus today isn't on, it's not on these, it's on the new fella. uh, oh goodness. Yeah, I've been waiting quite some time for right now to be able to do these. And yeah. So okay, trying to ignore the forness. The forness there. Shut up, forness. The furnace there. I'm trying to ignore the furnace. Please. So for a little bit now, I've been waiting eagerly to go back to the Habitat for Humanity. Specifically, the location that I visited. One location that I visited, of course, where I get the Corsica from. Yeah. I went to that habitat first, where I got this fan from. I, of course, went to that location first, and then second, I went to... I went to... I don't know. I explained it in the video for that thing, but I went back to the same habitat that I went to the first time that day on my for my birthday. I went back to that same location because, well, in particular, that is probably my favorite location of all of them. Of course, well, my second place favorite would be the one where I got the Corsica from. Both of those are really good stores. Yeah, I had eagerly wanted to go back to the former one, though. Not really the closest ever, one compared to the others, but it's still pretty much my favorite store just because of how much stuff they had there, and plus their industrial install in there. They have, probably no word of a lie, probably 20 industrials in that building. And a majority of them, from what I was able to make out, were some Four Seasons branded, Four Seasons Venair, whatever, branded industrials, 3-bladed, not the 4-bladed ones. Recently, not recent, well, when I went there again, the second time, I noticed there was actually CEC industrials there, so that got me pretty happy because those are childhood fans. Yeah, so I spotted, yeah, CEC in there. There's probably two. There is all kinds of industrials in there. I think, anyways. I the majority of them were Four Seasons ones. I think I mentioned before though there was Palco, era, Banville Silver lines in there, and I think there might have been a CP56 in there as well. But you know what? I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, the building was full of industrial fans, like all over the place. Yeah. So I finally got the chance to go to that habitat, which made me very happy. And of course, that brings us to the fan selection they had there, which was what I believe is the exact same Kitchener Olympia that was there the last time I visited back in January. I think, now I can't remember if that had an open, if the box was open before or not, but not that it really matters because all the parts in that were there, but I don't really want a Kitchener Olympia in my collection. Also, the fact that I think it was $185 or something, or 125, I think. Yeah, somewhere around there. No, I'm not paying. And yeah, of course that one was obviously off the list. The second fan I noticed there was a Monte Carlo something modern. I honestly forget what it was, but it was a modern design, 5-bladed. I might discover it one day. And no, maybe make a comment in the description, a comment below if I find it. But yeah. And then the third fan I found was some generic builder. Of course, I've waited several days since I went there to do this video, so I don't remember what the hell it was, but yeah, my mind's drawing blank right now. I honestly don't know. And nor do I really care. It was just a cheap builder with 3 lights and whatever, the standard. Yeah, and it's the same case like last time. There was 3 fans there when I went. Yeah, except this time when I went there, of course, I don't know what I'm doing with the wording here, but of course, those weren't the only ones, because I wouldn't just mention the name of this fan just like that, you know, casually. Oh, it's just a builder, and then I reveal it's a builder. No, I don't do it like that. No. So, yeah, there's 4 fans there. And you know, I'm trying to figure out a way how to do this. It's been 5 months since the last one. Give me a break. Uh, yeah, I still can't get over that industrial install in the building. Like, really. Um, is quite impressive, you know. Seeing all those Four Seasons industrials and a CEC too, I think. I strongly think there is a CP56 in there. I don't know. Um, though, of course, there was the Palco Silver Lines and that. I honestly don't know what else was in there beyond that. But I kind of think that there might have been another industrial in there. Although I can't really. Was it I don't know what it was, but yeah, I can't remember what that other industrial was, but I guess we'll find out right now, because maybe that industrial might be right here, because this is a 2008 Canarm CP56 model F&R forward and reverse white finish industrial fan. Oh, that's where the CP56 was. Although I legitimately can't think if there was actually a CP56 in the building, but like installed, but I know for a fact there is one right in front of me. Oh, finally. Um yeah, that's that fourth fan that I found there. I went to go look after, I think looking after the builder fan that was there. And I noticed in the lighting section a box that said industrial ceiling fan on it. And what do you know? It's a fucking Canarm CP56 drawn on there. So, of course, the other fans I said no to immediately. And as soon as I saw this thing, I said, "You're coming home with me." So of course I go to look at the fan. Everything's there, by the way, including the receipt. Yeah, everything's there. Strangely enough, I don't know if it was just people looking at it before that might have put, I didn't know what the hell it was, some kind of bathroom equipment in, like bathroom shelving or what it was they had inside this box, but I of course took that out because I don't need that. Yeah, I took that out. I observed inside the box, which is open. It's already open. And everything is there, which made me very happy. But then I get nervous. I get pretty nervous because the last time I found an industrial fan in a Habitat Restore, the last one I found was what I strongly think is a safer era Silverline, new in, not new in box, but it was used before. That one was $125. And sorry, I'm not paying that much for a fan. Unless, of course, it's an ANG, then I'll fork out whatever money I can for it. But yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't getting that for $125, and it stayed there the entire time. The entire time that location was open. It was at one that closed down because of the pandemic. That fan stayed there the entire time. I'm pretty sure that from the first time I went to that location to until it closed down. So, yeah. So, of course, immediately as soon as I saw this thing, I got nervous. I didn't know how much this fan was going to be, but I was tempted anyways, very tempted anyways, to get one of my most childhood, um, a fan off my childhood fan bucket list. Or my fan bucket list, I guess. I really wanted this thing, so I look at the price of this fan, and this thing, with all the parts to it, except for a variable speed control, was $50. This thing was $50. Yeah. so, so, um, I don't know how the hell that happened because the last time I went to look at an industrial fan, it was $125. This one was 50 and it had all the parts to it and all that. So, yeah. So that shocked me. So as soon as I saw that, you can bet that, as soon as I saw that, well, I brought it home. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much the story for that. And also carrying this thing around, kind of made my arm a little sore. It's, for an industrial fan, I would say it's pretty light. Of course, that doesn't take away the quality of it, which is, of course, good. Many collectors do praise these fans, which makes me happy because, I mean, they sold these for the longest of time. Like, this was originally, of course, a 90s design and went through several evolutions until it was discontinued in favor of the DC Industrial from Canarm. So, yeah. So, getting onto the fan now. Yeah. Canarm, 60 years in business. Now that's a guarantee. Now that's a guarantee. Industrial ceiling fan. Yep. First industrial fan revealed here, and in total, this is my third industrial fan in my collection. Of course, the first one being a bronze line that I got from my uncle's shop. Second one, of course, being the gold line, and now this guy. So, yeah, like I said, it's a forward and reverse model. So this means, of course, it's not stuck with the plug. Nice. And a white finish, brown finish. Yeah. Of course, they didn't introduce black until the, I think it was 2011 and up, when they, of course, they gave these like a red lining instead of a gold lining, which you'll see in a second here. Oh, Canarm gold line. No. Yeah, this box was pretty awkward to carry around because the motor, the rest of the parts are basically very lightweight, of course. The motor has all the weight to it. So, yeah, that made carrying this thing around pretty awkward, but yeah, you got your diagram of the CP56. Customer helpline and all that. Here's the fragile stuff. Fragile. Or something like that. Yeah. I still can't believe I got one of these finally. I mean, of course, these are still pretty common around all over the place, but All the ones I found before were I passed up, or they were too far or too expensive for my liking. And this one just so happened to be there. Like, I was not expecting this fan to be there at all. Like, this was the last fan I was expecting to be on the shelf. Like, and I mean, as of recently, I have been searching for a Cameron 2 Plus or a Raleigh 3. I was kind of half expecting to find one there. Of course, I didn't, but I should know better than to trust my expectations. But this thing showing up instead of those, like, holy shit. Yeah, that surprised me. So, alright, well, I should open up the box, look inside of it, take the receipt I stuck in there out. Yeah, for in case you want to return it in the next 7 days. Yeah, in case you want to return it in the next 7 days. Nope. You're not eating this fan habitat, I should say. Alright, okay. There it is. There's the gold line. The gold lining. I just take everything out like I usually do. As carefully as possible would be nice. There's literally only 3 things I have to lift out of the box. That's it. That is literally it. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there is no control included. Of course, Canarm sold them separately. So, should see how this is doing. Pretty good, I imagine. Right? Yeah. Separately. Quite a long delay, to be honest. I don't know why, but anyways, there's the motor. Yep. Of course, yeah. You got wires instead of your typical plug layout or plug head. Of course, that would replace this guard and the wires and all that. Instead, of course, with those models though, you're not able to reverse them. So I was pretty happy to see that this one was a reversible model. So yeah. You got your gold lining here. Fairly big motor, I gotta say. I shouldn't even say that. This is pretty big motor. Actually, a lot bigger than I expected it to be. Hello there, Vintage Tube. Hello. Yeah, I was quite surprised by this motor. And also to those who are wondering what the red tag says for the lower canopy. Warning, maintenance required. Please read and save installation instructions. Spoiler alert, the instructions were not included. Sadly. Although I really wish I could have seen like the instructions for one of these. I guess they left it to the building maintenance, as it says there. Installers, please pass the building maintenance. And we never saw the instructions ever again. because either they've threw them out or the building mate building did I say manager or maintenance? I don't know. Building maintenance team probably still has it. So yeah. On the motor we got an overabundance of tags. This I would say I would say this a tiny scuff on the down rod and a micro-sized chip in the paint of one of the blades. It's not even noticeable. But those are really the only pieces that are damaged on this fan. This fan is otherwise is in pristine condition, which makes me wonder why they weren't charging more for this thing, but it's very generous of them, you know, $50. Yeah. Date 2008. I can just barely make out that's an 8. Of course, I don't know what the hell happened to this tag, but it got all ripped up. I think this is from September of 2008. I can't really make out. I think that's a 9. Yeah, it looks like a 9. Although, yeah, no, I think it's a 9. I could just barely tell it's a 9. It's either a 9 or an 8. Otherwise, so yeah, either August or September. Caution, mount with the lowest moving parts at least 3 meters above floor or grade level. We've all seen that tag before. You got your different models of industrial AC ceiling fan. Can you please focus, please? AC ceiling fan, 120 volts, 60 hertz. Model, of course. I kind of getting a little confused. Which, oh, okay. I think this is model CP56 HPWP, because I think the C on that one signifies that's the quartered model. I think. Sorry about the lack of focus every 2 seconds. This thing's just being a pain in the ass. Amps. Literally all of them except for the CP48 or 0.84. Yeah, CP48. I guess that kind of confirms now that I guess the 48-inch version uses the 56 and 60-inch motor. The same motor as those. I guess that kind of answers my question as to why the motor on those are so wide. Model CP56, 48, and 36. Why is this thing not focusing? Amps. Zero 0.60, 0.45, 0.40. Seven 9 2000. Oh, 2003. Okay, so I don't know what that implies, but maybe that's when the kind of being stupid here, but maybe that implies when this this exact version might have come out. Maybe they stopped making the Pleasantair branded ones at that time. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really refreshed my CP56 history as of recent, so yeah. Yeah, I always wondered what the red tags on these said. So I think it's the same for the modern version too. It's the same, the maintenance required tag. So, of course, got the upper, lower canopies. The rubber grommets holding them in place. So, yeah, of course, any other person with an industrial would have probably guessed by now. These screws just they screw in place. They determine how tight you want the grommet, to hold the upper canopy up. It determines how tight you want it, I guess, to holding it up. So I put it there and it'll hold it up. See, and I always thought, for some reason, I always thought there would be like 2 screw holes there. You'd have to, put the screws in fully. It never even clicked in about the grommet, but now it has. Yeah. And I know many of you probably want to see, oh geez, might want to see underneath there to see the yoke. Wink wink. Yeah, definitely the yoke there. It's so weird to see that. I don't know. Lucky for you, I got my handy toolkit I got for the Thomas stuff. Because, of course, for those, they decided to introduce triangular screws. Stupid Mattel. So I had to get my own screwdriver set, and yeah. I know, I just want to see underneath. We just want to see underneath the canopy. And yeah. All right. And that's what it's like underneath one of these. And no, it's not black on the inside. It's just, yeah. Yeah, of course, got all the wiring. But where's the yoke? Oh my goodness, Canarm, where did you put the yoke at? These ones don't have one. I mean, they're technically out. They're technically light enough for industrial standards that I guess you wouldn't need one. So they got this set up instead. They got the capacitor there. All the spaghetti. I'll just do that, I guess. For all the people that like looking at the capacitor numbers. And yeah. Pretty nice to see. And I'm gonna slide that back down. That's as low as it goes. Pretty low. But I like it about here, I would say. About there for that maximum industrial look that you see all of them look like. And hang on a second, the phone's ringing. Okay. Overall, actually a very simple setup. Which I like to see. It's a very nice, simple setup, nothing complex of that sort. Yeah. This thing's got a long down rod on it. Push that all the way up. Yeah. Put that all the way back down again, because that's how it is in the box. Screw it. There we go. You have to make sure it's like this so it fits in the box. Because the styrofoam is literally laid out like that to have the lower canopy right down. So, yeah, with the grommet set up like that, I guess that kind of explains how you can get like a shorter down rod on, like per se, if you have drop ceiling tiles and the fan mounts like inside on the ceiling or a beam or something. You could just adjust this to like right here if you wanted to. Yeah. You could have it right down, yeah. Or you could just have the canopy fall over time after, probably because the fan was wobbling so much that it loosens the screws, and then you have this situation where the canopy falls down. Cool, I guess. Oh yeah, more tags to look at. How could I possibly forget? Warning, to reduce the risk of fire or electrical shock, this fan should only be used with remotely mounted speed controls. KB Electronics Incorporate model. KB Electronics Incorporate model. No, KBMC-13BV. Okay. Well, that's certainly a tag. I just realized this thing was on the whole time, but whatever. I guess I would improve it, you know, to see the tag's a little better. For commercial and industrial use only. Do not use an extension cord with this fan. Okay. Good to know, I guess. Also, oh, I guess there is no cord. You can't do that. Excuse me. Is there any... I guess not. You get the hole right there. Where did it go? Got a model number. Yeah. And I haven't even got it to the other parts yet. Oh, jeez. I got the J-hook, the roller mount. I think this thing's tightened so much it doesn't even roll. So, whatever. Maybe they don't even roll at all. I don't know. So, I just... Here's thing on the side yet again. For all that wanted to see it. Like that. I'll be picking styrofoam out this thing forever. Ugh. Of course, all the styrofoam in the box is all loose. So, yeah, that's always nice. Oh. Okay. And next up, we got the iconic blades for this specific version, or specific versions, I should say, the later ones. The earlier CP56 models of this design did not have the indents in the blades. They were the same blade shape, except of course they didn't have the 3 indents in the blades, and they had the Pleasantair logo on the part of the lower canopy. Those were the earliest ones. And I think the motor might have been a little bit thicker too, although maybe they had a thicker stripe or something. I'm not entirely sure. Probably a thicker motor, if I had to imagine. But of course, I believe this is a technically second generation of the of this generation. A second iteration of this generation. So, yeah. Nice blades. Yeah, it's literally just a little bit of dust on them. Like, these are still perfectly immaculate. So, if I had to guess, this was probably a garage fan. Used in a garage for some time. Maybe even a little bit of time, and then put into storage. Possibly. I can't see it really being used anywhere else, for the matter. Maybe a shop, like, yeah, maybe a shop or maybe an office in a building, but not like a industrial commercial space. So, yeah, and literally all the other blades are like this. They're all immaculate except for the one, which I didn't even know what that one was. Yeah. They're all still perfect. Oh, here's the chip. It's it's hardly even noticeable too. It's just tiny. This thing just has mostly styrofoam on it in the box. Yeah. And finally, we have, I'm pleased to say, the mounting parts to this fan. And of course, the next bit of the next weird piece is this mounting plate that was included. Most likely original to the fan, but yeah, it's original to the fan. Yeah. Ugh. These bags stink. They smell like a freaking hot glue gun. AKA not really the best smell in the world ever, but it's a smell. It's the smell ever, as kids would say. Yeah. We got hook number 1. A couple washers, big washers, smaller washers. The mounting plate and the hook. With a couple nuts on it. Yeah. A couple bolts. Yeah. The cable's being a pain. I can't really get it on there. So, yeah, not much else to show beyond that. Let me put this stuff back in the bag so it's not in the way. Look. So yeah, that's pretty much the fan itself. Of course, these are childhood fans. I've been after finding a CP56 for... I've always been interested in them, especially as a kid as well, because these were everywhere, and they are still everywhere. Only recently I've started noticing more of the DC industrials starting to pop up. One in a grocery store that was recently built, of course they would have those instead. I was kind of shocked they had those instead of bronze lines in them, but still cool nonetheless. And the greenhouse that I went to, that's replaced the Mayfair Industrial. Assumingly because the Mayfair probably stopped working because they're pretty rusty. I actually took a video of the fans there and included it in there. I'll have to see if I remember to upload it one day or soon, whatever. But I did take a video of the fans there, so yay metal. Hey Vintage, do you plan on installing a fan someday? I forgot to mention I have two Casanova Supremes. One is a Westinghouse and the other is an Encon. Cool. Also, yeah, I do plan on installing a fan sometime in the near future. Like to test the minuet out at some point. Yeah. Yeah, these these things are unbelievably like all over the place. I've seen many in well, I'll see where I can remember. I've seen 3 at a Walmart. My uncle's shop actually got a fleet of these. He got a fleet of these to replace the bronze lines that were previously in there. Those were not reversible, so he got the versions of these that were reversible. What else? Well, I guess the box that my bronze line came in from there technically kind of counts. It came in a CP56 box. No, Toys R Us had CP48s. I think I don't know. Canadian Tires have gold lines in them usually, not CP56s. I mean, there's there's a bunch of places I went to. There's even a friend's the place where I got I just remember now, yeah. A place where I got the Alaska and the gold line from, in one of the buildings there. There is I think there is a CP56 in there, as well as another place that I went to. There was one in the garage of that place. And there's that too. I'm trying to think of all the places where I've seen this fan at. Also, no need to turn the breaker off. have a voltage tester. If you have a voltage tester, you can see if it's safe or no. Yeah, I would like to be safe and just turn it off anyways. Although my fan testing stand I could just unplug too, so there's that. If I were to put a fan on there, another fan on there. Where else have I seen this fan? Of course, right now when I'm talking about that, I draw a blank in my in my head. But these things are everywhere. Like, oh yes. Or no, those CP56s. Or no. Yeah, they were. Those are CPs. In another shop that I went to, a childhood place, had three has 3 36-inch ones. One of them had a bent blade and it wobbled like crazy. I remember that fan the most, of course, because it wobbled. Yeah. There's probably been other stores that I've been to as well that have had many of these. Although, of course, right at the moment I can't really remember. So, yeah. I was really happy when I got this thing. Like, very happy when I got this fan. Because, I mean, it means a lot to me. These are a gold staple in the fans of Canada, for sure. I would say. And there's the vacuum I was looking for before. What is it? I know in a previous Roblox stream we were talking about, it's Kenmore. I was showing the vacuum cleaner before on one of those Roblox streams. The antique Electrolux vacuum cleaner. Well, I finally found the power head. It's a Kenmore Power Mate Compact. Brushed edge cleaning. That's what I was looking for. What's that? Do you plan on doing a collection showcase? Well, I pretty much did that in the fans of my house video, but I know I got to do an updated one here. Of course, now with the addition of this here, should do an updated one. Yep, guys, new fan reveal. And that it is. Yeah, finally. So, thank goodness YouTube is working again. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, about time. So, yeah. This is probably the least amount of stuff I've had to take out of a box for a fan. Just 3 pieces. Just 3 pieces in this box. Yeah. Just the motor, blades, and mounting. And yeah. That's pretty much it. I did look at the Habitat to see if there was like a variable speed control from Canarm or Banville, but to no avail. And no, there was no light bulbs there for the 4 seasons still. Oh dear. So, yeah. Also, truth be told, I didn't really want to get light bulbs at the same time out of fear they would break on the way home, so yeah, there was that too. So, but I came home with this thing, and it made me very happy. And yeah. Oh, what? Okay. Uh, well, yeah, I don't know what else to really talk about. I said multiple places where I've seen this fan at already. Uh, I was gonna say a car wash that we went to had some, but those are CP56Ts, the tap versions, and those have horribly rusted blades. Like those things, I think they might have replaced them at this point, because the blades, you could probably see through some of them already. They were that badly rusted. Yeah, so great job of installing them in a car wash in a damp location. Surprised they held up that long anyways, but yeah. And that's a whole other kind of industrial that I would like to get someday is the CP56T from Canarm. The older versions from the tap versions. Because local grocery store has a few of those in there. Those are major childhood fans. Probably, well, my number one favorite industrial fan of all time are those. Just because of that. Yeah. I'd like to get one of those someday. Someday. The mall in my area had a few ceiling fans in a couple storms, but unfortunately the mall is going to be demolished in 2026. That's another a mall that I went to had one of these in it, but unfortunately it shut down and it was bulldozed as well. Yeah, there was a CP56 in there. That was a childhood location too. They used to have like a model train set up there every year. I think, or Legos set up there each year. I miss that place. Yeah. It's been it's been like, I don't know, 10 years since I went there. Since of course they tore it down and everything and built new stuff there, so yeah. The mall in question is in my area is not a psych center. I saw the community post on it in regards to future plans for my channel. Yeah, I saw that. That's a shame whenever the smaller malls close down. It reminds me of the one mall fan of vacuums too we had. I forget the name of it, but it had like Fasco old Souths in there. It had Fascos in there and Dayton Industrials, and that got torn down. That's a childhood video of mine for fans. Yeah. Yeah, and pretty much the only other places I can think of where I've seen this fan at is in like driving by automotive stores, and they have like the big doors open and they have of course CP56s in there or bronze lines, whatever. It's kind of hard to tell from when you're just driving by. Um, there's that. Uh, I know a place you get oil changes at has a SMC K56 relabel Hampton Bay Industrial. In fact, those are yet another childhood industrial fan of mine. A laundromat has two of those, and actually I was lucky enough to have the owner actually showed me, when I was younger, I went there and showed me, turned the fans on. I think he, what, yeah, yeah. They put the fans on that made me happy. Yeah. Psych Center is being demolished so the college could build an American football stadium, but the thing is, the city has enough stadiums. Yeah. Yeah, there's always some sort of new exciting venture to replace some malls like that. Very sad. Always see malls like that go. So, yeah. I think I've mentioned. I think I pretty much. Oh, America. Oh, yeah. I think I've pretty much mentioned everything I can for this fan and other CP56s. No, of course, in the next remake video, whenever that is, that I of course eventually do, um, I'll probably think of more places where I've seen these. I see, I've seen some at the brick stores, or the brick store. I've seen a few of those there. I already mentioned though my childhood Toys R Us location, which is still open, has CP48 industrials in there. Not quite the same as these, but I guess I mean all three versions of those are childhood, and I think a dealership has two CP60s in it with the straight blades on them, and yeah, and I was gonna say Canadian Tire, but I mean straight blade gold lines in there. Okay, yeah, I pretty much mentioned all the. Football is better, or do you Canadians call it soccer? No, you need to just call it football, or I call it football anyways. I call soccer soccer, and I call football football. And I call hockey a game where you can get pissed off at the other team. Okay, just kidding. I call hockey hockey. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I pretty much. There's more baseball and hockey fan. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I can get going here. Because, yeah, I can't think of anything else to talk about for this fan, so, thanks for joining. And thanks for everyone else that watches this video eventually, and finds out that I have one of these now. Yeah, see you, Shepard. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Like I usually say. The reveal of this fan finally. Makes me happy I finally revealed this and that, so. And yes, the bearings are still perfectly fine too, so another win-win. So, alright. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye. For residential use only, not for commercial spaces. Haha.